All right, how do you handle criticism and people who doubt you? Because a lot of the time, when you're doing something, especially if it's not sort of considered normal or like the societal normal, you're kind of going against the grain a bit, you're always going to attract some sort of criticism or people who doubt what you're doing and people who try to tell you to do something differently. And it's hard because a lot of the time it's actually like close friends or family who are trying to like tell you to do things a certain way, and it's not because like if family or friends don't love you or whatever, it's because they love you, that they want what's best for you, and based on their like view of the world, they think you're like doing the wrong thing, so they're trying to like push you in what they think's the right direction. But reality is you gotta stay true to what you think you need to do for yourself, and it can be hard to do that when you do get that sort of criticism from people. So there's kind of a few things I keep in mind if I am getting like either criticized or just people who are doubting what you're doing. And the first thing really is just to ask yourself, like, should you actually be listening to that person? And I filmed another video on it, so I won't go into too much detail on that. But sort of just if someone's like criticizing you and telling you to live a certain way, like just looking at their life and asking yourself, would you actually trade places with them? And if the answer is yes, then you can kind of take on board what they have to say. But if the answer is no, you don't really want to listen to what that person's saying, in my experience. So yeah, asking that question, should you be listening to their advice, is the first step. And I also just try to generally minimize the amount of doubt and criticism I'm going to get anyway, just by sort of not telling everyone exactly what I'm doing. So it's good to have like a few key people in your life that you kind of share everything you're working on with, to have like that motivation and accountability. But for the large majority of people, like in my life, I don't really like tell all the details of like what I'm working on or what I'm up to. And it is just because the more you sort of broadcast to the world what you're doing, the more criticism and doubt you are going to get. And I guess it's kind of ironic saying that while filming myself and posting it on the internet, saying that, but you want to keep things up your sleeve a bit, I guess. So, because when you might be like working towards something and kind of working on things in the background, and at the start, like you're like doubting yourself as well. So you're not sure you're on the right path, but if you're getting other people like externally, like also telling you you're on the wrong path, it's that doubt does like play on your mind, and it's sort of hard to overcome. So just sort of minimizing the amount of that you actually get in the first place helps a lot. And when you inevitably do get some criticism or some doubt from people, don't try to explain yourself to that person, because as I said before, like no matter what you do, no matter how much you try and keep everyone happy, there's always going to be someone who criticizes you or doesn't like what you're doing, and they're going to tell you that. And if you try to explain yourself to everyone who does doubt you, you're just like wasting so much energy, and it doesn't actually achieve anything. Because even if you are able to convince that person you're on the right track, like it doesn't really mean anything. So you're better off just, what I do is I thank someone for their opinion if they're telling me like that I'm doing something wrong or that I should be doing something else. I thank them for their opinion, and then I just carry on, because reality is you got to do what you think's right, and whether that's the right thing or the wrong thing in the long term, you'll find out eventually. But there's no point trying to explain yourself to people who don't agree with you. So thank them for their opinion and then carry on. So yeah, just a few thoughts I had there, because there are always going to be people who doubt you and criticize what you're doing. So you sort of need to know how to be able to handle that. So yeah, hope that helps a bit. And if you like these videos, please subscribe. I'll keep doing more, and I'll talk to you soon.